Hello and well met. Welcome to Channel Other Doc. I am Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and today we are playing a one-shot of Avarice, a game by C. Stephen Ross, where we're going to be telling the story of dwarven clans with mighty ambitions delving too deeply and plunging their civilization into what will hopefully be a hilarious disaster. We are, as this is going to be run by Matt, so we're going to be just introduce ourselves and then we'll be handing things over to him. We don't actually start with characters, or I don't think we do individual characters at all in this game.
No, you got a clan.
Excellent. What a clans! So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go around and ask folks to say who they are and what their favorite dwarf is. And we will start. Let's see. I'll just go up from myself and introduce a new face to the channel here. V's. Hello.
Hi, how's it going? V's on the internet, at V's Knees on Twitter. I've made a couple appearances over on Scraticus's channel. This is my third time appearing on a stream. That's pretty much it for my internet presence. As for my favorite dwarf, I guess I will go with Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, because he's technically a dwarf, not a fantasy dwarf, but, you know, all the same.
Well, he is a fantasy dwarf, but not that kind of fantasy.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Very true.
Good solid choice, sir. Good solid choice. And now let's move on to Ozzy. Hello.
Hello, I'm Ozzy. I also use he/him pronouns, and it's really good to be here again on this channel. It's always good fun and really interesting games. And for my favorite dwarf, I dug into my youth and heritage and picked the dwarf nose. Zwergnase from Willem Hauff's fairy tale.
Interesting.
Very cool. Very cool. So before I hand things over to
So
Matt,
I'm not sure how well known these fairy tales are in the English-speaking world.
it's a good question. But I'm right there with you because before I hand things over to Matt, I'll just say that I was, until a few seconds ago, I was going to do a comedy answer. I was going to say Red Dwarf. But I actually had a second to think, a split second, and I remembered my favorite dwarf, strangely, is an evil bastard named Alberic from the Ring of the Nibelungen. Kind of makes a ring, controls the universe for about 20 minutes, and then has to give it up.
That would have been my other choice, but I thought, no, I'm going to pick something more obscure.
There's always deeper to dig. And to help us demonstrate that, let's hand things over to our GM, Matt. Hello.
Hi there, Jim. Hey, I'm Matt, he/him pronouns. You can find me on the Killer GM over on Twitter. I also show up here from time to time, and you know, when Jim allows me to be crazy. And I also do some stuff over on Tales from the Grim and other places. So, you know, kind of hunt around, see where you can find me. My favorite dwarf, I gotta say, is Flint Fireforge from the Dragonlance novels. That old grumbler. Love him so much. So lots of different answers here. It's really good. I like that because it means we're going to get a lot of different styles here. Avarice itself is a game of powerful dwarf ambition and being able to delve greedily. What our players here today are going to do is they're going to form clans and go out and settle a new place in the name of their dwarven kingdom, and they're going to dig and find what they desire, but they're also going to find a lot of hardship. There isn't a way to win this game, I'm going to tell you right now. But it's the losing that's the fun part. If you've played Dwarf Fortress, this should sound terribly familiar. It is very much in that milieu and vein. So if we're ready, let's go ahead and start striking the earth, folks.
With better graphics.
Yeah, slightly better graphics. I hope not, you know, we're just a bunch of ASCII characters, really. It's all filters and, you know, Snapchat and such, so. All right, so the first thing we do, actually, is we decide what kind of fortress it's going to be. So, I believe we're in maximum chaos mode at this point, so I fortunately can roll for a lot of things. So, we're going to go ahead and figure out first 3. And a 3 says, oh, now that's interesting. This fortress is going to be a monarch's palace. Sometimes the kings and queens of the mountain homes need an exotic summer retreat or a winter wonderland built on a glacial cliffside. Whatever the reason, this citadel stands as a beacon of glory from the royal vaults of the dwarves. So we start the game with the nobility and vanity events, and then we're going to, when we arrive, we're going to draw an additional throne room in here because we already know the nobles are here. Those damn nobles. So event cards are things that get drawn every couple turns, but we also start with a couple based on what kind of fortress we are. So nobility says, the leader of one clan has inherited a noble title, rising through the ranks of dwarven royalty. The leader now has a new additional title, such as Baroness, Duke, Queen, or Earl. If another player refers to that clan in any way without referencing their full royal titles, their insecurities are offended. The offended clan must pull from the tower. And I'll explain the tower here in a moment, but that's basically the key mechanic that will lead to collapse of the fortress. We don't have an actual tower on hand, so we're using a deck of cards, but we'll get to that, as I said, in a moment. The other event that we have in play at the start is Vanity. And Vanity says, our fortress weeps for the fine arts. We wish for statues honoring our past leaders. One clan will gain the greed bad thought, and bad thoughts are essentially damage to your clan. The more bad thoughts you have, the more pulls you have to do from the tower, which means it's more dangerous, and the fortress is in more danger of collapse. You already start with a couple just for being dwarves on travel, so somebody else starting with the greed thing means something else has gone terribly wrong. So I'm going to roll D3 really quickly and just roll down the line, and whoever I get is going to start with that greed thought, so you're going to bear that in mind with your clan. And that is a 1, so that is Jim. Dear Jim, your clan will have greed.
Excellent.
Good. Okay. So that is... So, just... Those are things to start out with, keep in mind, kind of the idea that we have, and then we're going to go ahead and start setting up your clans. So, for each of you, you're not playing an individual dwarf, as we said before. You're playing a clan. Oh, one other thing I almost forgot. The name of your fortress. You get to come up with the name of your fortress. Normally, it's a compound word. It's 2 words put together, and so it doesn't have to make sense. Doesn't have to match with the name of the place or the theme. It just has to be a couple words that come to mind. So, throw some out there for me. Want to hear what kind of fortress we're looking at here?
Shiny Beacon.
Shiny Beacon. Okay. V's, Jim, got any thoughts?
I'm terrible at naming things. I'm thinking.
Just throw a random word out there. It doesn't have to make any sense.
Let's see. I'm just trying to think of like subterranean animals, and so there. What's a burrowing animal? Badger. That's a burrowing animal.
Mole.
What about shiny badger?
Shiny badger. Greedy badger.
I'm looking up. I'm looking up synonyms for avarice, and I'm seeing cupidity, which looks nice. Covetousness.
How about covetous badger?
Oh yes,
I like the sound of that.
that sounds good.
Okay. So you are now officially the settlement of Covetous Badger.
Excellent.
There we are, Covetous Badger. Fantastic. Okay, so in addition to being this fortress name, you have a symbol. So let's see. I'll draw really quick.
Have to have space.
Try a little bit of space. Oh, if it'll let me. Come on. Whoop. Trying to draw a badger, and it's going to be just absolutely awful. But that's okay, because it's not a matter of how well you draw it. It's the fact that you're drawing it at all. So there we go. my little contribution. So I have a little badger here. Jim, why don't you go ahead and add something to the crest of Covetous Badger? For us?
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is the coat of
Yeah,
arms crest
the
type
coat
thing.
of arms for your settlement. Correct.
Okay. Excellent. I'm going to add. Let's see.
We're adding to the symbol and describe what it represents. You want it to speak to the lofty, nigh impossible goal of Kings of the Mountain Homes bequeathed upon your expedition, and the dangers that beset the fortress inhabitants.
Okay. I am going to. Actually, I've just changed my mind as to what I was drawing, so this is now going to look a little different. That's okay. All right. So this is. A mining pick.
Right.
And what does that represent?
And this represents our manifest destiny.
That's fine. Aye.
We are determining the deeper we delve, the more in control of our futures we are. That's what we believe.
Fantastic. Bees, what would you like to add on to the crest here?
Crap. I'm terrible at making up my mind on these things. Yeah. I'm sorry?
This is why I usually use Google to make my mind up for me.
No, I'm thinking something like earth, like putting like just ground underneath it, or a rock. Like I thought about doing a rock, but I don't know if that'll work. So I'm just
I think that could be cool.
Would you like to put a gemstone there, maybe?
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I am going to do that.
There you go. Yeah, just draw a gemstone. The badger stands atop a gemstone, or by side one. Either one works. Great. All right. And what does this gemstone represent?
Finding and basically finding like valuables, and just the place is just going to be just gemmed and bejeweled to the nines.
Aye. Great. That's fantastic. Ozzy, go ahead and add something on here onto the crest.
Okay. I think one of my ideas was already stolen, so I'm going to do something else. I'm going to draw and try. Oops, no, not like that. I'm going to try and draw. There's a long delay here.
Yeah, Roll20 is giving me sweet time on it, but
imagine this is a hand.
all right.
And the hand representing both greeting and also as a sign of warning of beware, this is us. But if you're friendly, you are welcome.
Nice.
You're muted, Matt.
I'm sorry. Goodness.
There's a long silence, and I saw your mouth moving. It's like, hang on.
So I was saying. So now we can jump into clan creation. The first thing, of course, is your name. If you know what name you want, that's fine. Otherwise, I can come up with names. We have tables, lots and lots of tables on hand, so you can do as you like. I just rolled on the tables already, so I have some I can hand out to you if that's okay. All right. So, Jim, we have you as Clan Monom. 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 Reese, we have you as Clan Melbil. 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 And Ozzy, your noble clan, you are the nobles in this endeavor.
Right.
You are Clan Takud. T-E-K-K-U-D.
T-K-K-U-D?
T-E-K-K-U-D.
Okay.
Takud. And what noble styling do you give yourself?
I guess I'm staying with my theme, and it's an armored hand, like or a gauntlet.
Right, but what? So you're remember how we had nobles here, and one of the clans is nobles. You're the nobles. What noble title does your clan?
The title.
Yes.
What's a good dwarven chieftain?
Chieftain? Okay, we can go with chieftain. So the noble chieftains of Clan Takud. There we go. So remember, guys, you gotta refer to the chieftains of Clan Takud. Otherwise, there will be extra pulls off the tower, which is bad. All right. So we've got our names. Fantastic. Now we know what you're doing there. So the next thing that we're doing after that is we have our specialties. So every clan has its own specialty, something that they're good at. And the things that they're good at, of course, give them a bonus when they're doing tasks that come to that. So we're going to go ahead and throw those down. 10. Boop. Cool. All right. So, Jim, Clan Monom are a group of therapists.
Excellent.
Life on the frontier is harsh, and it is the wizened elders who provide comfort to those in need. You basically gain benefit when you are helping emotionally stressed or panicked dwarves.
This is going to be good.
Yep. Fine. That's fine. All right. And then these Clan Melville are tavern keepers. Literally, this is the read. Shots. Everybody. The life of a party needs a master of the most fundamental needs of dwarven life, because dwarves, as we all know, need alcohol to get through the working day. Please enjoy your dwarven beverages responsibly. And so you gain benefit when you are doing tasks pertaining to booze and parties.
Sounds fitting.
Yep, there you go. Fantastic. And then Noble Clan Takud. You are, this is great. You're high priests.
Oh.
So, you have help when you're dealing with religion, supernatural beings, including vampires, ghosts, demons, and werebeasts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes sense why you're the nobles at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we have to theocracy.
Something like that, yeah. Oh, this is good. Okay. So, we've got that. Next thing is you have your favorites. As a dwarf clan, you have your own favorite minerals, gemstones, and creatures. And so we're going to go ahead and get those pulled up as well, because those are important. The other reason it's important is because that's going to determine the terrain that we're in. Because you would not move out and settle this place if it didn't have your favorite stuff. So it's going to be in the ground. And we're going to express that on the board as well by drawing a side view of our area, basically, that we're going to be digging into. So we have these strata, essentially. That's going to be great. Okay, so where is that table? Because we have more minerals. We have 100 types of minerals.
Wow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. All right. So Clan Monom, your favorite mineral is ilmenite. ILMENIT. It's a black-red mineral.
All right.
Clan Melville, your mineral is mica. Just that black mineral there. And then Clan Takud, you have sylvite.
Noble Clan Takud.
I'm sorry, noble Clan Takud. You have sylvite, an orange mineral. That's your thing. Now, these aren't the only... It's not just minerals. There are also ores and alloys when we roll high enough, but we did not get those today, which is fine. So, as we're going through, feel free to draw down the strata on the board there, on that lower half, because that's where we'll be striking the earth. And while we're doing that, I will go ahead and roll for your gemstones, which will also get added in there as other stratas.
Oh.
Yep. You get all sorts of shinies in here. So when Melville said that they would be finding gems here, you're right, there are. All right, so Clan Monom, your favorite gemstone is the white opal.
Ooh.
It's beautiful. Clan Melville, your favorite gemstone is the aventurine. And noble Clan Takud, your favorite gem is the lace agate.
Oh, okay. Lace agate.
Of course, feel free to Google it out, see what shinies that they're hunting for today. All right. So we've got that. And then, the last thing with identifying your clan is your favorite creature. Now, the thing about this is you're going to tell us why. What you admire about this creature. That you basically feature it as your house. Or your clan heraldry to a certain extent. So, Clan Monom, why do you favor the chimpanzee?
Ah. I think because they are very clever. They have a great deal of understanding of sort of how things work. Also, they seem peaceful, but when you attack them, they are ridiculously vicious.
There you go. Fantastic. Okay. All right. And then...
Also, they can hold mining picks. That's also very useful.
Oh, see? Practical uses. Clan Melville, your favorite animal is the raccoon. Why is that?
I would say because they're experts at finding valuables in places that you wouldn't normally think you would find valuables. I mean, of course, valuables to them are very different than valuables to the dwarves, but you know, it's all in the perception of things.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You find valuables where others might find, dross or trash.
Yeah.
It might even be dross or trash, but hey, it still looks good to you. Why not? All right. And noble Clan Takud, your favorite animal is that of the shark. Why?
Because sharks in mines are really, really rare. And so it is sharks are a valuable commodity. And I think their teeth can be used for because their teeth are made from diamond, which means they can be converted into mining equipment or used for building mining equipment.
So you value the shark's teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I love it. Okay. And then you also have your deities that you bring with you from the mountain homes. You all worship your own different deities. Of course, Clan Takuds will take prominence as they are, of a high caste. But still, you can tell us about your gods a little bit as well. We can do that. So, Clan Manam. Clan Manam. Oh, I forgot. They have 2 spheres, not just one. So, Clan Manam, your god is one of both wisdom and fortresses. What is their name? And
Wisdom and fortresses.
yes.
Okay. I think that yes, of the looking at the dwarven name generator, I'm getting Orhain Icethane. That looks good.
Orhain Icethane, the god of wisdom and fortresses.
Orhain Icethane. Yes.
Okay. And then Clan Millbill. Your god is one of fortresses and luck.
Fortress of Luck, you said?
Fortresses and luck, yes. Whence do you know them?
Ah, that's a good question. Let's see. I am terrible at coming up with names.
Use a name generator.
Yeah.
Yes. The internet
let's
is
see.
friend.
Would like one internets, please.
Oh, nice.
Well, I'm going to borrow from the Romans, and let's say his name is I'm gonna go with Fortuna. I'll go with Fortunus. I guess Fortunaus.
Okay, Fortunus. There we go. Splendid. And finally, Noble Clan Takud. Your god is one of balance in lakes and rivers. What do you know about that?
Where the sharks come from.
Yes, lake sharks.
Lakes and rivers. Oh, my random name generator came up with Crackabout.
Ooh, there you go. Gragbout. The one who keeps the rivers in check.
Mm-hmm.
Splendid. Okay. So next up is going to be our skills. So you don't get to choose your skills. They are randomly determined.
Excellent.
So, Clan Manam, please roll me 7d12.
Righto. 7d12. All right, I'll just. The auto roller doesn't have go up to 7, so I'm just gonna type it in.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that here. 12, of course, being the dwarfiest of dice.
But of course.
Yeah. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is good because you only have. So you have 1 point in farmer, 2 points in jeweler, 1 point in ranger, 1 point in stoneworker, 1 point in warrior, and 1 point in woodworker. This is, of course, how many dice you're going to roll in skill tests involving these things.
Gotcha.
You also have 3 skill points that you can assign amongst these ones, as well as the other remaining skills as you wish. The other skills are crafts dwarf, engineer, fisher dwarf, metalsmith, miner, scholar. So there are 12 skills, technically 13 skills, but you don't have access to alchemy. You gain that via other methods.
Gotcha. Okay.
And once you are done, please take a drink. Sense of finality.
Almost out of the actual. Let's see. So yeah, I've got having what I have here. I think since we are a bunch of therapists, I think I should probably put, since we are a bunch of greedy therapists, I think I'm going to put 2 points into Scholar, and I'll put 1 point into Minor.
All right. Splendid. And so you're done. Take your drink. All right. Clan Melville, please roll 7d12. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, so this actually is going to be interesting.
Oh.
3, but you can't go above 2 in character creation. So what's going to happen is you are actually going to get to choose where that third one in Warrior goes instead.
All right.
So that's going to be cool. Otherwise, oh wow, yeah, you're really clustered. So you've got 2 in Ranger, 1 in Scholar, 1 in Stoneworker, 2 in Warrior, and then you have 4 to assign elsewhere.
And how many to assign elsewhere?
4 rather than 3, because remember you have that third point that, yeah.
Let's see.
Let's
Well, being that my clan are the Tavern Keepers, let's do 2 in Farmer, because they gotta raise all the stuff they're gonna use in the booze.
Aye.
And let's see, 2 in Craftsdwarf. That makes sense.
There you go. All
right.
You're done. Have yourself a drink. Aye. All right. Noble Clan Takud, please roll me 7d12. Boom. Okay. Good variance. Oh, you got 3 points as well, so you're going to have similar distribution there. So you have 1 in Engineer, 2 in Farmer, 1 in Jeweler, 1 in Metalsmith, and 1 in Miner. And then you have 4 points to distribute.
1 in Engineer, 2 in Farmer, 1 in Jeweler, 1 in Metalsmith, and 1 in Miner?
Correct.
Okay, and then another 4. Well, I definitely need 2 points in Fisher Dwarf.
There we go.
For obvious reasons.
Yes, very obvious.
And then I'm going to put 1 each into Metalsmith and Miner.
Very good. Okay. So we are set on those. All right. So now we are splendid. We are ready to embark. So, at this point, somebody can, if they'd like, in the top, I would say, quarter to third of the page, where we haven't been drawing the stratas. Oh, we don't have stratas yet, so we'll have to do that in a little bit. Somebody draw like a quick little map of your overworld, where you end up at on the top surface. You won't be up there so much, but it is important to know what features are around.
So, and we're talking about...
Definitely need some sort of... Nope, wrong color.
There's a large egg.
Oh, I know what it is. Clan Takud wouldn't sell anywhere unless their chieftains had a link.
Of course.
Here we go.
There you be. So what is that?
The delay is somewhat annoying, but that's we have a.
Oh, that's fine. Like I said, it doesn't have to be fantastic. It just has to be there. Something that you made. Cool. Hey, who else wants to add a feature on there, if anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw some trees up there.
All right.
Those are kind of trees.
Trees after a fashion, sure.
Sort of, yeah. They're kind of Well, I mean, we think
These are
they're trees.
dwarven trees. I mean, they are fantasy world trees.
So, sure.
They're kind of greenish crystalline trees.
Very good. Beast, you got any features in mind?
Since we have to have minerals, we got to have, kind of mountainous, rocky terrain. So,
There you go.
most of these behind the trees a little bit.
I think it's actually that we just call these trees, but they're not actually trees at all. They're just like a big green rocks.
There we go. Now we're cooking. I love it.
There. A little ominous looking, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yes, everything's fine. Everything's perfectly fine.
Nice. All right. So you're going to have some basic supplies. Of course, you have your wagons and your picks, axes, fishing poles, that sort of thing. Of course, because you're going to go out and tame this land, you're going to strike the earth as you do. And so we're going to have some questions about this area, about this land. And after we answer each question, we're going to have another drink, one last taste of refined dwarven culture before we brave the wilderness. So, what civilized race is also around here? Elves, goblins, humans, kobolds, or is it a rival dwarf fortress?
Can we
Fishermen.
Sorry, go ahead.
Were sharks.
Well, where creatures aren't civilized, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, that might happen though. You might have the curse of the were-shark come upon you.
Or something like Tritons.
So, it's not quite a thing. Like, what if they're like Sahogan sort of thing?
Merfolk.
Merfolk? Okay.
Yeah.
They're kind of like elves, but like for the water.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And what marks or structures have they left here that signal their dominion of this area?
There is some sort of, their equivalent of a fortress in the lake.
Okay. Do they have is there like a tower of coral sticking out or something like that? Okay. Go ahead and throw that up there. Let's see that coral tower. That way, that, yes, there might be sharks there, but there are also merfolk. So be careful about what you do with the water, because they'll get cranky.
Just gotta watch out for those lake sharks.
Mm-hmm.
They're even more angry than regular sharks because they're in such a confined space.
Perfect. All right. Next question. Where are the vast underground caves which harbor terrible, forgotten beasts?
Might have to be in the mountains, I'd say.
Okay. You want to throw a cave up there in the mountains for us?
Great. I'm just trying to see if there's like a fill tool, but I don't see one.
I think there's a way to do it, but I have...
You have to kind of do like secondary, just freehand, and it's not... Like I said, don't worry about pretty. Just make it work. Yeah, you'd have to set the secondary color to do the thing. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah, well, whatever. It's fine.
Just scribble. You can just scribble it in or whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, that works.
Ooh, pretty. All right. So that's where they lurk up in the mountains, coming down to terrorize us when they feel like it. Poof. Next question. Where are the unstable crags ready to collapse?
I think they are right there on the opposite side of the lake. Just getting ready to tumble down in.
Okay. Oh no. Just right there.
It's a big old crag.
Just right there, Lake Crag.
Dare I say it is an aggro crag.
Just thinking that.
Everybody's thinking it. I'm just saying it. Fantastic. So, what other natural resources available in this area protected by something dangerous?
Something really tasty.
Ooh. What tasty thing would you think there is?
Maybe some sort of like an orchard that is guarded by an evil fairy.
Okay. What do I say? It's like a what's a nice dwarfy fruit?
Are there
It's the
dwarven
grapefruit.
fruits?
I'm pretty sure the grapefruit is the most dwarven fruit.
Yeah, I mean, Chat has a good idea. Apples, you make cider out of apples, and that's why it works.
you make ciders out of that, but you can also ferment grapefruits. And grapefruits are like, they aren't necessarily, apples are like sweet. That's kind of like a kid thing. But a grapefruit gets you up in the morning.
There are a lot of grapefruit beers out there too.
There's that as well. It's fermentable.
Yeah, pretty much any fruit is fermentable. Any organic matter.
Oh, sure, if you want to get technical about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and draw the grapefruit orchard protected by the Fae there, or at least one grapefruit tree.
Right. Okay. Let's see if I can draw a tree.
I don't even know if grapefruits grow off trees.
Yeah, they do. I think
okay.
they grow with, like, vines, I think. I forget.
Well, pretty much like oranges.
Yeah, citrus.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice horrible green.
Yes, they do grow.
Look at that. Somebody goes venturing out. Oh, I'm gonna go get a grapefruit, and then they just never come back. Taken by the Fae. What a shame. That's a good tree. All right. And then, what pair of animals have your dwarves brought with them on this journey as pets, livestock, or beasts of war?
Can we have land sharks?
Land sharks.
By which I mean, but things. If they're copyrighted to Wizards of the Coast, then and we don't wish to use them, then that's fine. But Bulette type creatures.
I mean, if you guys are okay with it, my home team has banned me from using bulettes normally, but
I feel as though that will increase the potential for disaster, so I'd say yes.
oh man, actually, bulettes are a fantastic dwarven beast of burden.
That's what I was
Like,
saying.
no, that's awesome. No, go for it. So, like on our little side view thing where we have our top side here, somebody draw a wagon pulled by bulettes.
Your idea, you draw it.
I'll take a stab at it. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, and hey, oh boy, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the bloody things look like. Pull one up here. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Okay. So we're gonna have kind
Covetous Badger is off to a fantastic start. Okay. So we've got that. Buettes are taking shape. Fantastic. And while Jim is working on that, when you embarked out, you also embarked out with some specific resources. And so you get to choose what that resource is, or there are resources that you would find on site. There's a lot of different things you can choose, but the list of usual ones people will choose from are things like a forest, soil, an exposed vein of ore, coal, or stone, sand, a river or lake that could be fished, a defensible cliffside, fruit trees or edible plants, huntable game, an active volcano, waterfalls, clay, extra supplies. Now, for each of these things you do, I'll probably list out some form of hardship that'll come with those, but, that's fine. You can deal with it.
I'll pick the lake. I think that's appropriate.
Okay, so the lake, and the lake, of course, is defended by the merfolk. So that's pretty straightforward. But what that means also is that there are fish in the lake that you can fish for. So that's fantastic. All right. Viz, what's Clan Melville find in their initial scoutings of the area?
They're always on the lookout for things they can make booze out of. So I would say they found some, say, like a root vegetable kind of thing, to pull up to make booze out of.
Ooh.
Say potatoes or some similar type of thing.
So there's a wild potato field. So I'm gonna say, you can have a wild potato field. Go ahead and start noting that, throwing that down somewhere, and it's going to have you can do that, but of course the potatoes will run out if you overharvest them. There we go, our little Bulette wagon, looking great. All right.
Nice.
And lastly, Jim, what embarking resource did Clan Monam think of on the way out, or find when they scouted the area?
Okay, so this is a natural resource?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a natural resource. It could be something you brought with you.
Okay, so just some, and I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear what the other ones were, so I'm not sure if I'm repeating here. Yeah, I think, I like the... Did anyone take the suggestion that was offered here in chat of mushrooms? Because I think that would be an excellent thing for us to find here.
They had a field of wild potatoes. But mushrooms are good too.
Oh, okay, so we've already got potatoes, and because I like the idea of either one, but we've already got we've already found wild potatoes. Then I think that I think we found a natural acid reservoir.
Wow!
Acid is very useful.
Just gotta throw that out there. Why won't we?
It'll come in very handy when we need to burn things.
You're not wrong. I will give you that.
Acid pool for a trap.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, trap building is absolutely a thing.
Should I be coming up with these things that are probably going to kill us, or does that matter?
It's
Oh,
fine.
anything can kill you. It's all about how it happens.
I mean, hell, somebody could choke on a potato.
That's right. Yeah, a potato could kill you.
It's
Just
true.
as easily.
Or you could summon the terrible potato monster.
Yeah. That's a danger pretty much for anyone who's working with potatoes. So that's important to know.
Exactly. Okay, so there is an acid pool. Useful, but the danger is self-evident. I'm not even going to worry about coming up with a hazard for it.
Should I draw an acid pool?
Yes, please.
I'll do that. I will totally do that.
I love this land. It's awful. The one good thing is the grapefruit tree and the potatoes. A little fall of acid. How do we get naturally occurring acid?
That's a very good question.
Corruption.
I don't know.
That's something to think on.
Here.
Because good gravy, that's terrifying.
A leaking dragon.
Yeah, maybe a black dragon's lair is in the area or something.
That is a possibility. I mean, terrible things can happen. All right. So, you have embarked to this place, having decided this is where Covetous Badger is going to be. This is going to be our land. And so, with your bulette-drawn wagons, you head out into the wilderness. And after that long, long journey, you arrive at the site of your new home. You begin your new lives with empty stomachs and ambitious dreams. Unfortunately, you also begin with some troubles, some bad thoughts. The bad thoughts of sobriety and hunger.
Sobriety, that's dangerous.
Sobriety is very dangerous for a dwarf. So yeah.
Have you ever seen a sober dwarf?
Not a pretty sight.
Occasionally.
And so that's that. So these are bad thoughts. You can get rid of them through taking actions. Sober, of course, you need to get a supply of booze. Hungry, you need to secure yourself a food supply. Otherwise, it gets bad. For every bad thought you have, that will be an extra pull out of the deck. So the deck being the tower. In this case, as noted before, we take pulls at the end of each of our turns. You take a pull once for being here, and then once for every bad thought you have.
Mm.
If both jokers come out of the deck, then the fortress will collapse. In the actual game itself, you have a Jenga tower, and when you finally pull and collapse the Jenga tower, that's the end of it. So, it's good. You gotta keep getting rid of those bad thoughts. So, the next thing we are doing is you're going to carve out your initial mountain home. And that's what this view down here is for. That's going to be our side view as you dig into the earth. So, praise your miners. You are going to draw out one fortress chamber per person. And then you're going to have an additional one for Noble Clan Takud's throne room. So, Clan Manam,
Yeah.
what would you like to draw?
Okay.
What chamber?
So we have. So I'm sorry. We have. I was momentarily distracted for a second. I know one room is the throne room. What's the other thing that came before that?
Whatever you want.
Oh my god.
You
So
get
many possibilities.
one free room
Okay.
at the start.
So.
And of course, any connecting architecture to put it to the surface as well as the rest of the.
That's fair. I'm going to put in a library.
That's for your
That'll help
therapists.
us. That'll help us a lot with digging. So let's see. Do I just go anywhere on the map, or does it matter?
Yeah. Just dig it dig it down.
So closer to the surface, probably, and then we'll get deeper.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna. How about I start by drawing a box, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. All right. Like about like that.
Yeah, there you go. You want to draw like a corridor to the surface or something, or
Yeah, I'll draw.
because the first room people come into when they get here is going to be a library. That's great.
It's important that they come to understand our litany before they are in the presence of the chieftains of noble clan Takud. I think
Praise the miners.
it's very important that they know exactly where you've come from.
Perfect. You could draw a couple bookshelves in there if you like.
I'm totally going to do that.
Splendid. So while you're doing that, let's go ahead and get Clan Melville started. What room does Clan Melville add in the initial raising of the fort?
Well, first I have a question. Would there need to be separate rooms for both like food and booze production?
Yes, those are two separate functions.
Okay. So I'm going to make like a kitchen for food production, since I mean, yeah, we need booze, but we can die from being too hungry. Can't die from being too sober.
Says you.
I know, right?
But yeah, if you want to draw a kitchen, go for it.
You're just taking my idea.
You've no idea how dangerous sobriety is. It can kill you.
Creature goes mad from sobriety. Just look at humans.
I know. Lost their damn minds.
Aye.
Alright.
Drawing a little kitchen there. All right, and Noble Clan Takud, what place are you drawn in your initial raising?
Well, if we have a kitchen, we also need a banqueting hall to eat in.
Splendid.
And the hall will also double up as the assembly hall and for important functions. And when Noble Clan Takud is calling all dwarves to order to make the plan for the next day and that sort of thing.
Good. Okay. And then don't forget also to draw your throne room as well.
Right, yes.
And that'll be a separate chamber.
This is a separate one. Obviously connected to the high table of the banqueting hall.
Okay, good. Then we also have, and then also remember that Clan Monom is affected by greed.
I don't know so much that we're affected as we've embraced it really as an understanding of what really should be part of dwarfdom. It's
well, a little covetousness is fine.
Exactly.
It's when it just erupts into full-blown greed that it gets a little unseemly.
People need to be able to express their inner greed. It's very important.
There we go. Yeah. We got the big trestle tables and good. Like this. This is a good forge. It's gonna be sad when it dies. That's mean. But it's true.
Not inaccurate.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Well, Takud is finishing that. I think we are ready to start now. Like that was the run through of getting yourselves going. So now let us tell the tale of Covetous Badger. So Clan Manon, you get to describe. You get the first turn, and you're going to describe what you'd like to do. Do what efforts you'd like to attempt to improve the fortress's lot in life.
Okay. What? Do I have parameters here as to how?
No, you do not
Okay.
have any specific parameters. Of course, you do have these bad thoughts that you're going to need to deal with. Otherwise, the fortress may not last long.
Okay. Yeah. So I think that there's that we need to start a project to. I think we need to. I think we're going to need to set up a brewery ASAP. I think that's probably going to be very very important.
Okay, so you're going to dig out a brewery.
Yeah. I think that's what we need to do. Either that, or we'll figure out a way to use the acid to brew things, because I'm sure that would work. So it could be a research project.
Do you want to research the viability of acid as a brewing option, as a brewing ingredient?
I feel as though, while the smart thing to do would be to start building a brewery, I think that the more likely thing that we would do, since the acid's right there in front of us, would be to start that research. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay, then. That is absolutely a choice.
Yes,
so,
it is.
Okay. So what I am going to have you do is go ahead and you're going to roll the scholar skill, which is going to be, so you rolled that many 12-sided dice.
Okay.
This will probably be, I'm going to say standard effect, because, dwarves are a hardy stock. They might find a way to use the acid in some manner, in some digestive manner.
All right. Shall I go ahead and roll?
Double checking, making sure I don't have anything else I'm missing for this. State the goal for their action. You choose a skill that fits the description. Set the effect. Adds or removes for help, benefit, or penalty. So if you really need to, you can ask for help. You have to ask a specific clan for help, and they have to describe their other skill that they're using. And you'll have to take a drink, of course, if doing so.
I think that right now, to start with, we want the glory all to ourselves. So we're going to, and indeed the first drinks. So I think we're not going to ask for help on this one.
Okay,
We're going to foolishly not do that.
Excellent. So we're going to roll, and we're going to see what the high die ends up being. That is a 5. That is no good.
Oh.
Less than 7. Something has gone wrong. The action fails, and there are additional repercussions. I wonder what could have gone wrong here, folks.
What could possibly have gone wrong?
So, I feel like several of your dwarves fell into acid, trying to gather it up. We'll just gotta be. Let me try.
No, that didn't work out. No.
Nope. Oh, that's awful.
We need to put a railing around this. You got to put a safety railing.
Are they dwarves or lemmings?
I mean, it's Dwarf Fortress after all.
That's fair.
So, at this point, I would say your people probably have the wounded bad thoughts.
Okay.
As they have been thoroughly burned by acid. You aren't certain if it's going to be a viable drinking thing.
Yeah, probably not.
So, at this point, with that many bad thoughts, so you are now hungry, sober, greedy, and wounded. So, we are going to make 4 pulls
Excellent.
from the tower. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So
No
this is
joke.
just the number of cards. The cards themselves don't mean anything.
Unless it's a joker, no.
Yeah.
And I'll even be nice and recall them. If I were playing really mean, I would keep the cards out of the deck. Draw ever closer to your demise. But how about this? Actually, that's a good way of doing this for the very end. I'll keep shuffling, but the moment a joker comes out, that's when I stop shuffling them back in.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then
that works. Yeah. This sort of start of the end game.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you know it's starting to go down. Okay, great. So now we are going to Clan Melville. It is your turn.
My clan is going to try to harvest some potatoes to make some food and get rid of this hungry thing.
Okay. All right. So you're going to try and harvest some of the potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that sounds like it'll probably be a farming skill. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the number that we have in the skill, that number of D12s?
Correct. You can also ask for help, or you can engage in a rage to get additional dice.
I'd say my clan seems confident in themselves enough. I love that they're building a fence around the acid pool. They're
Well,
confident in themselves.
They're confident? Okay. Also, everybody has now a dot in strange mood because of that failure. So, eventually, if you fail enough, you're going to need to kind of do some course correction there. So yeah, go ahead and roll them bones. Oh no!
Nope.
Oh no! So what did we say was going on with the potato field?
You said that if it's over harvested, it's used up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's not over. It's not that it's over harvested in this case. I think what happened here, or actually, does anybody have any thoughts about what happened here?
It could, all of the potatoes could be have worms or maggots in them.
Oh, they're rotted.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, so you go to harvest the potatoes, and it turns out these potatoes are past their harvest time.
Okay.
Sucks to suck. Draw like a worm or something near the potato, so that way we know it's like, oh god, it's terrible. And you will also have everybody takes another dot in strange mood as the hunger starts to gnaw at you.
Oh. How many dots did we have in strange mood to begin with?
0.
Oh,
You are
okay.
now at 2. When you hit 3, somebody is going to enter a fey mood.
Oh, dear.
Or the person who fails, more appropriately.
Okay.
I'm going to remind you at this point, you can, when you are making skill checks, ask for help, which allows you to get an extra die from somebody. Now, if you fail, they will share in your consequences.
Right.
But there's a better chance of success. You may also choose to rage, which means you go on an in-character rant about this hardship that you are suffering, and down your drink.
Does the clan who's helping, do they need that particular skill?
No, in fact, they
No.
need a different skill that they are assisting with, as a matter of fact.
Ah, okay.
So, that is that, and I believe... Is it event time? I think it's event
So
time.
I was going to do the same thing
Well,
and
one moment.
advise my... Oh, no, you need to pull first.
Yeah. First, we got to do a pull from the tower, and then here's the other thing. Every 2 player turns, we have a new event come up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be other stuff. It could be helpful. It could be a new hardship. So we'll see what happens. But first, Clan Melville, you have just hungry and sober currently.
Yep.
So 1, 2. Nothing happening currently.
Okay.
That's fine. That's good. All right. Okay. So then we have a new event coming out of the deck. And it is... Precious metals. Let's see. Precious metals. Precious metals. Our fortress weeps for the fine arts. We wish for beautiful treasures of a specific randomly determined metal. These veins of metals need a miner to determine its hidden underground location. One clan gains the greed bad thoughts. So this is a mineral that we don't have currently on the board that we're going to be looking for. And somebody's going to need to find it to dispel this bad thought.
I have miner, so I can try.
Well, just a second. That's not right. That's a D10. That's not a D100. This is a D100. All right. We are looking for gypsum.
Okay.
Gypsum somewhere. And it has further exacerbated the greed of Clan Manam, as a matter of fact.
Greed from gypsum.
So you can't have the same bad thought twice. So what ends up happening is I believe you end up getting another action that happens. Something else goes wrong. I have to double check though. I believe you essentially go have some other crazy thing.
So much greed.
Yeah, basically you're so greedy you work yourselves up into another problem. So at this point, I believe what we're going to say is you're going to go probably terrified. Like you're worked into this religious fervor because you can't find the gypsum at this point. So where is that terrified one? Boop.
So it's like we know that it's there somewhere, but we can't find it, and we.
Yeah.
So this is more existential terror, I would guess.
Yeah, that seems about right. And man, you're just getting the bad thoughts piled up. This is awful.
Freaking out, man.
Too much time above ground.
It's calling out to us. It's got to be down there somewhere. I don't know what it is.
All right. Noble Clan Takud, what is your action?
I will be sending out my fishermen to the lake to see if they can find and catch any fish.
Fisher dwarves, yeah?
Yep, fisher dwarves, yeah. See?
All right.
Oh,
and he just rolls, no help, no rage. Bunch of proud dwarves, proud.
Of course, we are proud.
Oh,
We're the fisher kings or chieftains.
Well, you were, but then you got attacked by the merfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're fishing in their lake, and they get very testy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So At that point, I'm just flat out. You got wounded. You got screwed up
Yep.
by.
That makes sense.
Yep. Oh, that's so bad. This is awful. I love it. So wounded. So we give you that card,
Wow.
and so we have. You now have 3 pulls to do from the deck.
Okay.
Bad thoughts. Oh, you just keep trying. That's a queen, an ace, and a 5. Okay, everything's okay for now. All right. Clan Manom. Dear afflicted Clan Manom,
Yes.
what shall you do?
So, let's see. We have so many conditions we need to alleviate.
your people are just slowly but surely.
And we still have no food or booze.
Yeah. So, I think. I think that instead of doing the sensible thing, like trying to calm down and continue harvesting and trying to build up and make a sensible plan, I think instead of that, we're going to we're going to double down, and.
Oh dear.
I think we're going to try to find a way, in our blind panic, to use the acid to help us get at the gypsum that we know is down there. And I would like to rant, if I may.
Aye, go on a rant, laddie. Remember, be as dwarfy as possible, cite your grievances, and down your drink dramatically when you're at the end.
You don't understand that. Everyone we know, we try the important thing when we're now everyone. I'm glad that we're all here to be able to share our thoughts and feelings. The important thing to remember when we are digging is that when we hear the call of this voice from down below, it's not the terror from beyond which we suspect it might be. The things from the outer planes aren't trying to reach us here. No, it's the gypsum. We can hear it. We can smell it. It's down there. It wants to be released. And the only way we can get at it now, the only way, is if we use that which our Hain has graced us with. This natural resource that's just sitting there mocking us. With its bubbling. We go up there. We take that damn acid and we hurl it down at the places to help us dig. And we dig as deep as we can. And we prove we are not the ones to be terrorized by the earth. We are the ones who terrorize the earth. Are you with me? Ah!
Aye!
And then we're going to go and harvest more acid.
Very well. You may add an
Excellent.
extra die to your roll.
Excellent. That's good. Now, so again, this is, I feel like this is a research project, but I don't know if... But you must tell me I guess you must tell me what skill I should be using here.
Oh, you choose
Oh,
how
good.
you're going to do it. So
Yeah, this is a research project again, so I'm using my scholar since it's... I don't have anything higher than a 2. So...
that's fine. Don't forget, you can also ask for help if you need to. Or if you want to more appropriately. But you probably should.
I probably should.
Yeah, I can help.
Well, you have to. You got to be asked for help. Is the trick.
Just trying to think here. All right. Yes. So what are the penalties for asking for help again?
Essentially, they will share in your consequences.
Oh, okay, excellent. Noble chieftains of Clan Cood. We have a great thing we must ask of you.
Of course.
We believe we found a way to get at the gypsum. We have a plan, but we need assistance in getting down at it.
Well, I will advise my miners to find the correct route.
Thank you, noble lords.
Okay,
So that gives Jim an extra die, doesn't it?
correct. So now Clan Monom shall have 4 dice.
Excellent. We shall now roll.
Aye!
Ooh!
Success! So, using the expert miners of Noble Clent goods and acid finally gathered after you learned that you shouldn't be dipping your hand in the acid.
You need to use the thing. It's important.
You get what you do is you get a glass box and you fill it with the acid, and that lets you carry it around without burning yourself. It's like magic. And so you're able to carry it down into the earth, and somewhere down below the throne room is where you find that pocket of gypsum that's been taunting you for the longest time. And you are able to extract it. And thusly ends your terror.
Ah, thank goodness.
However, unfortunately, you are still painfully sober and wounded from your experiments and hungry from the lack of food.
And also greedy, I would take it.
Oh, you're still greedy, yes. Oh, absolutely. You just aren't in a fit of existential terror anymore.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's good. I'll take it.
So that is still 4 bad thoughts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Still doing good. Still doing good.
Jack had me nervous for a second there. So I just saw Jay, and I'm like, oh.
Good. Okay. All right. Oh, that's our second turn. It's time for a new event.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Every other turn, we get a new event. There's something always exciting happening here at Covetous Badger. And that is
Party?
a party.
Hoorah!
Hoo-ah. All right, a party. If they have access to a lavish, gaudy meeting hall and either musical instruments or extra unused booze, any one clan may skip their turn and alleviate any one bad thought. Keep this card out until used. Okay, so you don't have musical instruments or extra unused booze currently, but you do have a lavish, gaudy meeting hall.
Mm-hmm.
So you're halfway there. So keep that in mind. If you get to a point where you have either of those other resources, you can then use the party card to get rid of a bad thought for yourself.
But so that stays in place.
Yes, that is going to stay. I'll stick it down here in the corner so we don't forget it. And there we go. So yeah, that's good. See, not all event cards are bad. There are good things that can come from them. I promise.
I don't know what that little purple thing is, but he looks entirely too happy to be standing in a puddle of whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Probably vomit.
Probably. The art is fantastic.
Oh, dear.
All right. We are at Clan Melville.
I think Clan Melville is going to give these potatoes another shot, but we are going to ask for some help. I'd say from Clan Manam.
Clan Manam, how would you help? Do you accept? Do you want to help?
I mean, we saw what happened the last time, and we have... But, let's see. What are we afflicted with? We're wounded. We're hungry. You know, we're hungry. and we're no longer terrified. And we think that we'll get probably, if we can perhaps get in on this, that we might be able to steal some of the good potatoes for ourselves. So I think yes, we can help. We have the farmer skill, so we can actually we have a level in farmer, so we can get some folks out to actually make sure that the earth is good, make sure the potatoes are not in fact spoiled.
Okay.
Rotten.
So you're gonna help farm out for the. Well, what skill are the is Clan Melville trying to use?
Oh, farmer.
Oh, okay. We have to use a
You
different
cannot
skill.
farm.
'Cause-
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're the farming dwarves.
So in that case, we're going to go. Yes, but we can still help. We will go to the library, and we will look up the information on the growth cycle of potatoes in our almanacs, and attempt to figure out. Okay, no, this is when you're supposed to get at them. This is what. See, here's the picture. This is what they look like when they're spoiled. This is a non-spoiled potato. These are the ones you want to pick.
Very good.
So we'll help that way.
All
That
right.
seems good. Seems like 3d12 to me.
Okay.
A limited effect, unfortunately, because you had some trouble before there.
Okay.
Okay. So it's an
Miles.
8. That's yeah. You get a partial success on that, which is better than not. So I believe. Where is it? So that's raging. There we are on our results of 7 through 11. Yeah, you're going to need to. So what you do is you manage to get a limited supply of potatoes together. You are stressed out. You will need to take a drink, and then we're going to do an extra pull.
All right.
So you do get a limited supply of potatoes, though. So that's going to be a start to things.
Baby steps.
1, 2, 3. Nothing doing yet.
Okay.
All right. Clan Takud, the noble chieftain.
Now that we have some basic food, I think I'm going to concentrate on the booze and harvest some of those grapefruit. And I would like some help, please.
Who would you like to ask for help?
I would like help from Clan Mabel, please.
Okay, Melville, how would you like to help Clan Takud, and how so?
Yeah, we have to accept a request from help from our noble chieftains. What skill are they using again?
Farmer.
All right, then. We'll use our rank in scholar. We'll kind of pass, use the knowledge that we gained from Clan Manam.
There you go.
Okay, so that's 3d12. Not 23. 3.
By borrowing Uris'
Oh
almanac.
no, it's a 6.
Oh, yeah, no. 7 is your magic number for getting
Yeah.
by. So unfortunately, what happens, I feel like, is Clan Takud is told, this is when you can go in. They forgot to account for the fairies, though. And I feel like the fairies probably.
Yeah, we forgot to appease the fairies before we went in.
Yeah, you didn't leave the right stuff, and well, let's just say you won't be going back there anytime soon, as you have been terrified. So
These beasts, go away.
Yeah, unfortunately, Clan Takud will not be able to go near the orchards until they're terrified.
Okay.
All right.
Terrified. Okay, make a note of that.
So we're going to go ahead. So you are terrified, sober, and hungry.
Okay.
So we have 3 pulls for the deck from you. Nothing doing. All right. We're getting... If we get down to this lower point, I might just stop shuffling it back in. Also, that's fine. I like that as a mechanic to keep it going. Okay, great. And it's been 2 turns. So, hey, time for another event. Hooray!
Real quick, so because I helped, I also get terrified?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You do.
Okay.
You thought, oh, yeah, it's fine. We're just going to go and get some grapefruit. And then you got, absolutely wrecked by these fairies. That's great. Okay. So let's see what our new event is. That is spies. There are spies here among us. Suspicion and accusation run rampant within the fortress. One clan is terrified until the spy is found out, put on trial, and appropriately punished in a most dwarf-like fashion. And then this card can only happen once in the game. So there are rumors now, probably, that that there was sabotage the expedition to the grapefruit orchard. And let's see who is... it would be Clan Takud, that noble clan, but they are already terrified. So what probably happens then is they have been wounded. One of the priest chieftains, and we found them knifed in their quarters.
Assassins, spies. And so until the spy is found, they will remain wounded and terrified. We then go back to Clan Manam.
All right.
We can do a break, if that's okay.
Do we want to go ahead and take a quick break?
Yeah, we could take a few minutes break here and then pick things back up fresh with our new terror.
Excellent. All right, good. I am really looking forward to this then. So we will be back in just a few minutes.
Be right back, folks.
See you shortly.
See you in a bit.
Back into the mines.
We have returned.
I.
And I think I have to make a decision of some kind.
Yeah, you're kind of in a spot of trouble there, laddie.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got spies, possibly. We got wounded. We got. So.
Yeah. Suffering from acid burns.
Suffering from acid burns. Yeah, we should probably do. There's so many problems.
It all seemed so simple at the start,
I
didn't
know. It did. It so did. I think that. So. All right. So I think. Okay. Lean into your strengths. So. I think something we need to do. Is I think we've heard that these trees made out of green crystal have some kind of might have some kind of healing properties. These gemstones these green gemstones, be large things that they are. Well, I don't know that you call them gemstones exactly, but they're a type of rock. And so I think what we're gonna do. There's something about the way they reverberate that apparently there's a thing that happens where it sort of helps align the chakras or what have you.
Oh my god, crystal healing dwarves.
I think dwarves have. I feel like dwarves have like an extra chakra. They have more chakras than humans, and so I think what we're gonna do is
Hidden in the beards.
yeah, we're going to try to we're going to try hacking a bit of it off and shaping it properly into the kind of healing crystal that we would need to help with our wounded. So I'd like to use my jeweler ability to do that.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do before making that roll?
I would. I think I'm going. I think I'm going to ask for help. Let's see. I think I'm going to ask Clan Melville for help. Just sort of come in and sort of see if there's anything they might be able to do to assist us in this process, kind of help us maybe watch our backs or help us with the assembly or just something to keep everybody calm while we're figuring this out.
Well, Melville?
Muted.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. Peace.
Still muted.
Oh, can't hear you.
Did you mute your mic elsewhere?
Yeah, you're not muted in Zoom.
Zoom is fine.
Okay.
Give it a split second.
Okay, can't hear you just yet.
Maybe have him disconnect and reconnect. Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, in the meantime, in that case, in the meantime, as we're sorting that out, I will instead. I guess I will turn to the chieftains of Noble Clan Takud and see if there's anything they can do to help us.
All right.
Yep, let's have a look. So you're trying to use the trees for what?
We're using the crystal trees to try to shape it into a thing that will be able to heal us of our wounds.
Oh, right, for healing. I guess you need to sort of extract the or grind the crystals into a powder, which we can then turned into some sort of digestible form.
That'll help as well. Yes, we
So
take part of it inside, and then we pass the
I will
crystal
get
up and
my
down.
miners to help with that process.
Okay,
Okay, so you're gonna use your mining skill.
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Help us get at it.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. That'll be 3 dice. I'm not sure I've got a rant in me right now about this in particular.
That's fine if you don't have another rage.
Not another. Yeah. Not right now. I'll figure it out. Let's try this again. Here we go.
All right, standard effect. Oh no!
No.
And that is going to be. So you grind up the crystal, and try to like eat it, drink it.
Well, that's we. I think we were mostly trying to turn it into a thing that we can place on the proper places and sort of use their magic healing abilities.
Yeah.
We were grinding up a little bit, yes.
Yeah, so you probably like inhaled it or something and just yeah. And thusly, probably. Oh gosh, what would end up happening there? Did you wound yourselves again? Probably wounded yourselves again, but what does that come to? Well, I mean, because you felt fine after doing it initially, and then, like, then your people started dropping in random places in the settlement.
Oh, that's not working.
And probably that just started freaking people out. Ah!
No.
So we're gonna put you back in terrified.
Awesome. That is great. Just
And that
for our motivation.
we probably already hit this, but we're going to do it now because I remembered. You have had your 3rd failure. So you.
Oh.
Yep. Your 3rd strange mood. So, and so Clan Manam is the one that triggers it, so they're the ones that are going to enter the Fey mood.
Real quick, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes!
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yay. That was it. Okay.
Yeah, Dwarf of the Triggering Clan enters a strange mood. When a dwarf enters a strange mood, they are stricken with an insatiable, burning desire to craft a magnificent artifact. An artifact is the ultimate expression of the dwarf's desires, fears, memories, and hopes in art form.
Excellent.
So we'll have you draw it out above the party card. So we're going to figure out what kind of item you're going to be building. And then and then you other two are going to call for 3 types of material found within the fortress, such as lumber, gems, metal, scraps of leather, etc. The more weirder and mysterious the material, the better.
Okay.
So, one moment.
Excellent.
This is going to be awesome. I love it. We roll 3d12. You are building a door or hatch of some kind. Clan Melville, name 3 materials that are found in the fortress.
Let's see. We don't have much. So
Or around.
Okay. I'd say. I mean, I guess stone from the mountains. What was that mineral that they were so obsessed with digging up earlier?
Was that the
Gypsum.
The gypsum? Yeah.
Let's say they have to use a little bit of that with it, because that makes sense.
Yep.
And I'll go with lumber.
What kind of lumber?
I'm not sure what kind of trees we have. Let's say
Grapefruit trees.
let's say oak.
Okay. So, oak, gypsum, and one more thing.
Let's just take a look. And how about some mica?
Oh, mica. Okay. Great. And then Noble Clan Takut, 3 materials, go.
So what was that? 3 things? Is that things we already have or anything?
3 materials that are found within or around the fortress.
Right. Just see. So that could be anything.
Yes.
Or it doesn't have to be something we've already covered.
Correct.
Right. Okay. So let's say leather.
So we'll say Bulette leather for that.
Leather or hides. Let's make it nice. Lace.
Okay.
And if you're making a hatch or door, an ore of some kind, iron ore.
Okay. So, at this point, Clan Manam, you must now describe the door or hatch you have designed in your Fey mood using these materials, some or all. And then you're going to draw it out for us.
Okay. So it's very important that the terror is back. So according to the ritual that we found to deal with the outer forces, the dimensional door that we have to build requires ground gypsum as part of the ritual. We must set a pyre with oak lumber. We must wear upon us the hides of the burrowing creatures to demonstrate our willingness to puncture this reality into the next. We will need iron to represent our resolve. And we've got a few lace doilies around, and we put those around. We think it'll look nice. It'll have a good effect in case any of those elder eyes are looking from out in the outer dimensions when we're trying to get this going, so we can get the things we need. They'll probably think that we got class.
Huh. Okay, so how do you build this door? How is it built, and how do you make the materials? What do you carve onto the door, etc.?
Okay.
So you're actually building a physical object. Keep that in mind.
Okay, so we can't just do the ritual and have a magical thing appear.
No, it's a literal. Dwarves don't do that namby-pamby crap. They actually build things. They make them.
So we, to get the ritual to work, we're going to carve the thing in the wall, the shape of a door in the wall. Now, so let's see. We're building it out of let's see, gypsum, oak lumber, mica, billet. I think we actually build a door. So the way that I've described this is we're trying to build a thing to cause a magical effect to occur. So we're going to build a door frame, actually out of the lumber. We do put the the powdered gypsum kind of around as part of the opening ritual. We are going to we're going to nail with iron nails. We're going to build a door frame, and we actually are going to have a functional door within it. As that'll how it works. You open it and then you can go to other places. We're going to nail a sheet of mica onto it, and we're going to carve we're going to carve the symbol of our Covetous Badger into it, as kind of just to as mark, and then any particular arcane symbols that we found that we need to use, and then of course as these things goes, yes, we will also have the sort of the lace doilies around around the circle again for purposes of class. Again, and the billet leather again. It's we have to whoever's going to open the door once the ritual is cast has to have the leather on him, as be wearing it so that when he goes up and opens the door to demonstrate that we are trying to burrow out into this alternate place where we can get the things that we need to solve our problems, because that's what solves everything, right?
So what I'm hearing is this is a mica door that is encircled with bands of oak lumber and studded with staunches of gypsum. It is engraved with the image of the crest of Covetous Badger, and it menaces with doily spikes.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
And of course, as always, all Craft's dwarfship is of the highest quality.
Of course.
Of course.
There we go. Congratulations, you have made an artifact and dispelled your strange mood.
Oh, good.
Hey.
As a result of this, you may we will negate your terrified bad thought.
Oh, good.
In addition to this, you may increase one of your skills by 1, or you can add 1 skill in alchemy if you'd like.
Oh my god. The temptation to take alchemy is so strong. It's very strong, but
Would you like with your scholar as well?
yeah, I think I'm gonna just
raise
up
your
my
skills above 2. Yeah,
Can you raise your skills above 2?
you can raise it above 2. It can't go higher than 4, though.
I'm gonna up my scholar by 1.
You have learned things by carving
Yes.
the mica door.
Yeah, we learned that you can't summon crap by doing that.
But
Doesn't
it's a
work.
really nice door.
But we did build a very nice door. We're not sure where it's going to go. It's an exhibit right now. It's in the middle of the library.
You may erase your strange mood dots.
Yay!
I believe everyone erases their strange mood. You start back over again.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But now it is time for us to do your polls, because it sucks to suck. You are still greedy, wounded, sober, and hungry. And since we are coming into the end game here, I'm going to stop shuffling back into the deck to hasten your demise.
Yay!
No jokers as of yet. All right. It is Clan Melville.
All right. I think Clan Melville is going to take what potatoes they were able to harvest and try to make some food for people. I think that's under farmer.
Yeah. I mean, preparing food could also be under Craft's dwarf. It is what you want it to be. Let's put it that way.
Let's say they're gonna try to be a little fancy with it. So we're gonna go with Craft's dwarf.
Okay. Use that put that kitchen to good use, right?
Yeah. I think we'll ask for some help from Noble Clan Takud to make sure it's to their standards.
Good.
Of course. Are they using farmer then?
All right.
Using it to pick out the best potatoes, only the finest potatoes. Okay, go for it.
Ooh.
Oh no!
No good.
No!
Roll 20 doesn't like me.
Roll20 doesn't like anybody right now, I don't think.
Very true.
No manner of luck, these dwarves. So you burn through the potatoes. Taku doesn't like any of them, it turns out. And so the potatoes are
That's
completely
no good.
none of them are good. They're all awful. And so you're left with nothing. And you've thrown out all these potatoes. You threw them into the acid reservoir. So you've lost the advantage that you gained. And so you are still hungry. You are still sober. I believe you're also still terrified. Is that right?
Yep.
And there are whispers that the chieftains have gone mad with power. Do you have any other bad thoughts that I have forgotten to?
I think just those three.
Just those three. Okay, no Joker yet. And it has been 2 turns, so congratulations. We get a new event. What fresh hell awaits us?
Yay!
Whoop. Overcrowded. Yeah. Oh yeah, we are.
Oh no.
Oh, this is so perfect.
I wonder how that happened.
People keep coming in. It's a wonder considering all the terror you've suffered. The fortress population has increased significantly. We need breathing room. Until fortress living areas are expanded, one clan gains the nature bad thought. Reshuffle the events deck. That means I get a recall. That means I'm going to have to recall some things. Okay. So 1d3. Who's feeling? Noble Clan Takud, you are feeling mighty pressed.
I told him to cut it down. So what can I do about this?
So it's a new bad thought.
Nature.
What's a new bad thought?
Yeah, until the living area is expanded.
Nature, right. Well, and I believe it is now my turn.
1 second. Just gotta do a quick thing. We still have to. Yeah, we did our polls, and then it will be your turn. Yes.
So, I will then build another chamber for living quarters.
Okay. And how are you planning on doing that?
So, advising my miners to carve out a nice big chunk, which will then be filled with emergency accommodation.
Okay.
And I would like some help from Clan Melbelt, please.
All right. I will help with. Can I help with Craftsdorf? Make
Yeah, you can
nice.
you can build the furniture.
Oh, yeah, okay, we'll do that then.
All right.
Okay, let's see what comes up.
Do it.
12. Oh no.
Oh, that is another strange mood dot for everybody on the board. And another abject failure. Oh no. This is just awful. So what happens here, folks?
At this rate, we won't need the jokers for this to collapse.
Yeah, we we dig something. It's completely unstable piece of mountain, and you dig in, it collapses. You dig in, and it collapses. We just get nowhere.
You feel you're probably digging under part of that unstable crag.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. And so, unfortunately, what happens there is Clan Melville, you also are feeling the squeeze of space now, as actually, that's what happens. part of the kitchen collapses based on the digging.
No.
And so you also feel the squeeze of nature. How awful. Okay, so you have, what, 5 bad thoughts now, Takut? Because you're everybody's still hungry and sober. You haven't stopped.
Hungry, sober, so nature was the 4th one. But do I have nature?
Because you're terrified, wounded.
Oh, wounded, yeah. Yep, that's 5.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not giving you a bad thought, another bad thought. You've already. So we're at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still no Joker yet. Wow. Okay.
Lucky somewhere.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just this fortress wants to die, but just won't let it. Oh, okay. Clan Manam, what is your goal at this point?
Okay, so we got to deal with something here. There's a lot. There's so much happening right now. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to finally solve the hunger problem by swallowing our pride, and we're going to do a little research to figure this out, what we need to do, because we're going to draft an apology to the fairies and ask them, can we please have some of these grapefruit to help us get our situation dealt with. So we're gonna be doing research to try to figure out exactly what they would consider an acceptable apology, and kind of go from there. And I think let's see. Yeah, I think I'll try raging about this.
Go for it.
All right, fellas, it's getting so we're getting in our own ways. This is ridiculous. It's not going to get us anywhere, and we're not going to get what we want. We've got to make alliances. We're not gonna survive here if we can't. So, even though it pains us, we gotta go and make peace. Since the potatoes are out, we gotta go and get those fruits. It's the only way to survive here. We gotta make peace with the Fae. And I mean, they probably already know everything we're doing anyway. They got a spy in here somewhere. This way, at least, they'll know we gotta be sincere here. It's life or death. That's all we got left, lads. We gotta do this.
All right. Get some extra effect. Get a little extra juice on there towards that research.
All right. I think similarly, I'm going to ask if Clan Melville would like to help with this.
Let's see. What do I have I can do here? You're already using Scholar, so I have a couple ranks in Ranger. Maybe, trying to think. Actually, no, I'm going to use Farmer, I guess, because of the. I'm just trying to think, because I've never dealt with fairies before. Let's go. We'll use our knowledge in farming to kind of advise them on like maybe whether they're getting good grapefruit, assuming we manage to patch things up with the fairies.
Yeah.
Cool. That means I get 5 dice.
Oh,
Wow.
Here we go. Oh my god! This is gonna go so well.
oh no! Oh no!
We've had what two successes out of how many rolls?
Not only this, but that is also another third Feymood triggered. So we're gonna do that too. So that's gonna be a thing. But first, what spins out of this? I'm pretty sure the Fae are just fucking pissed at you now because you thought, oh yeah, this is a great apology. This is nice. We'll give them an offering. And essentially, it's like that photo set of Always Sunny where you like set the offering in front of the Fae and they just smack it away. I'm pretty sure some of you got changed into frogs. What natures do you currently have? Because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have something else now by me.
I still have hungry, I still have sober, I still have wounded, and I think those are actually the only 3 I've got personally right now.
Aren't you terrified also?
No, that got alleviated, I think.
You're still greedy.
I am still greedy, yes. I do still have greed.
Okay. So you're greedy.
Terrified,
wounded.
yeah, terrified was crossed off because we built that door. Because we built that stupid door.
Yeah, we're gonna stick that back on there for you.
Oh, terrified again? Okay.
Yeah, you're terrified again. And Melville, if you're not terrified, if you weren't terrified before, you are now.
I am terrified.
You are terrified, and you have nature already as well.
Yeah.
Are you wounded?
Not wounded, no. So add that.
Okay, you're wounded.
Okay.
As some of your crew's been changed into woodland creatures. So now there are some like goat dwarf hybrids or something wandering around in the woods.
Oh no.
It went so well. It went so well, guys. That was great.
It was supposed to be an apology.
No. I put my all into that. Oh, God.
Don't mess with the fair folk.
I know.
Oh boy. Okay.
They're not
So-
the forgive and forget types.
No, they are not. So first we're gonna do your polls. How many? 5, 6? At this point.
I've lost count.
You have it noted, right?
I have greedy, wounded, terrified. I have hungry, and I have sober.
Greedy, terrified. Yep, that's 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No
Amazing.
jokers. This place refuses. Covetous Badger refuses to give up.
Ah!
No. So, Feymood, let's figure out what you're making. Because apparently it's that time for you.
Time to start building again.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So 16. A scepter. Clan Melville, please name 3 materials.
Say silver. Let's see. Silver. Let's go with Aventurin for gemstone and. Trying to think. I'm blanking on like the twine. How about some twine?
All right, Noble Clan Takud, 3 materials, please.
Ebony.
What's that?
Ebony. Something simple. Glass. And scepter. Scepter doesn't have that many things. Well, maybe something like an emerald for another gemstone.
Yeah, it's going to be, the scepter's going to be extra as hell regardless. So
Yeah.
Yes.
okay, so there you go. Please make a scepter using those materials, Clan Manam.
All right. So we are we're dwarves. We can do this. We will. So we're forging We're going to be trying to forge the. We don't have metalworking as a clan, so we're going to take the raw silver ore and hammer it into the appropriate shape. We're going to, we're going to heat it up a bit so that it can accept these various gems, so we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 types of gems we're putting in. So what we actually end up doing is it's the head of the scepter more that's made of silver, and we're going to blow out the handling glass, so that it looks sort of this elegant thing that it catches the light from the gems that are up in the top bit that it'll reflect in through. We encrust it with Avarice sort of around the area, but between the lower part and the upper part.
Okay.
We using twine to hold everything in place whilst we're putting everything in. The aventurine is the next layer, and then on the top we put a mighty emerald. And thus here is the scepter that symbolizes our lordship over these lands, this subterranean area, these caves, of which we are the masters, not the other way around.
Very well. You may eliminate your greed, bad thought, with the greed.
Ooh.
Myself.
And you may increase the skill by 1.
I'm gonna up my scholar again.
Okay, your scholar is now maxed out.
Excellent.
For what good it will do you.
I know, right?
So learn it. Okay. We did our polls, and I believe it's time for another event, actually. Oh, what is this? This is military training. This seems Yeah, this actually feels right. The next player to build a new barracks and martial training area gains a new rank in either the warrior or ranger skill. This cannot bring a skill above more ranks. When this is used, remove this card from the game. Okay, so if somebody builds a barracks or some sort of training yard or something, they get a rank. They'll get a rank up. Cool. We bring it to Clan Melville.
Okay. Well, I guess Clan Melville's just gonna go right back to this potato patch and try again. I think they'll ask for help from noble clan. Hang on, Takud. They're gonna use farmer. Sorry.
Yep. Okay. Gladly help. And ooh,
okay.
Nice.
And how did you help with that?
Farming.
Oh, you're farming. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. You finally think you've got this. After seasons and seasons of toil and hardship, you think you might have found a way to sustain the potato crop. However, it is not without its hardships. it does stress the stress of having to farm so close to that terrible Fey forest. Does bear on you. How many bad thoughts do you currently have?
I have 5: sober, hunger, terrified, nature, and wounded.
Great. We're going to go ahead and pull an extra one then for that.
Okay.
Nothing doing. Wow. Covetous Badger just keeps chugging right along.
Honey Badger don't care.
Honey Badger don't give a fuck. Okay. We are back to Novel Clantakud.
Well, let's keep at the basic provisions. So I'm going to go back to... oh, no. So there are merfolk in the lake which won't let us fish. There are fairies in the grapefruit forest which won't let us. I think we need to reverse the idea and turn the potatoes into vodka.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
Well, I get my farmers to mash them up and do what they need to do to make vodka.
Where are you going to do that?
Well, with the rest of the potatoes, with the peels of the potatoes that were left over from the fruit production.
Oh, no. That's not what I'm asking. Where are you going to do it?
Oh, where? As in location.
Yes.
In the kitchen.
You're going to try and use the kitchen for it?
Yes.
Okay. Normally, kitchens don't have brewing facilities on them, but you can try.
There's pots, and you boil and you catch the steam. And
yeah, you can have some. It'll have a limited effect if you do it. You'll be able to create a short supply. So by doing that, what I would say is basically you would negate the sobriety bad thoughts for 1 round.
Okay.
But it won't completely get rid of the bad thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to try anyway, and I will ask. I think we've been working well together, so I'll ask Clan Melville to help.
Okay, we'll help out with Craft Dwarf. See if we can, make it some premium vodka.
All right.
2 tens.
There we go. So yeah, you are able. It takes a lot of work because you haven't quite built this place for brewing. It's definitely more of a food production kitchen. So you managed to make a few precious bottles of sweet Wrist's handmade vodka.
Which I'm going to hide away and use for my own good.
So at that point, so there's enough booze, like I said, for 1 round to make that sobriety. Terrible sobriety.
So instead of 5, it's 4 pulls then.
But you have +1 pull because you rolled a 10. So
right, okay.
That's fine. It's still all well and good. It's better than pulling 6. Whoa. I think you're running out of jacks here. Oh boy. Yeah, nothing to no, not yet, but that means it's gonna be a terrible cataclysmic finish here. And we get another event.
Yeah.
That looks like furnishings to me. It is furnishing.
Oh.
So what happens there? 1 clan deserves better living quarters until such tasks are completed and deemed worthy. The clan gains the greed bad thought.
Okay.
Oh dear. So we're gonna roll that. Boop. Clan Melville, do you have the greed bad thought?
I do not. Yet.
You are now greedy for better living quarters.
That's no.
Because you've been working so much with Clan Takud, Noble Clan Takud, and seeing how fine their quarters are, and you want that for yourself as well.
That's 6 conditions.
Brutal. We're getting to the point where somebody's going to tantrum at some point. It's going to be awful. So we go back to Clan Manam.
All right, let's see. Okay, first question. What's this?
What's which?
What's that? That thing? That place on? I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
a potato.
That's a potato. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's the potato field.
All right, good to know. I was just curious.
That's a good question. Good question.
Well, I just want to double check. What's this up here?
That's the Merfolk Trident, showing that their murderous intent.
Excellent. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure we have some sense of what's going on here. Let's see. So everyone is ticked off at us at this point in the area. Any possible allies we could have to try to deal with any of our problems, really, at this point. So I think, let's see. I need to actually figure out if there is any resource that might be helpful to us. Perhaps to... Okay, yeah, all right, here we go. This is a great idea.
Oh dear.
We're gonna... Oh, yes!
It's going to be a terrible idea.
So the only folks in the area we haven't yet turned to for help are the monsters in the cave up there. So
Okay.
I think it would be a great idea if the best way to stop being terrified is to have the monsters on your side. So perhaps, there was rumors there was a dragon in the area. So I think we're going to go back. I'm going to look into the history of things, see if we can figure out what it is and what's necessary to appease the thing. See if there's some way we can get its help. If there is some creature or other here that might help us with all of these terrible, horrifying problems that we currently have. Because we are terrified, we are sober, and we are hungry. And we maybe knock one of those out. We'll see. Also, we're wounded, but, I've kind of given up on that. Now, let's not do the sensible thing and build a hospital.
Build a hospital, build a barracks, build any fucking thing.
I know, right? We haven't really built anything.
There have been attempts. I will give you credit for that. There have been attempts.
I just need to figure out how to build a hospital using the scholar ability. That's the important thing. So I'll work on that. But in the meantime, let's look for monsters. I think that... oh, God. So I'm going to try... let's go ahead and rant. We're terrified. We'll rant a bit. We'll rage a bit.
Sure.
Well, lads, we're screwed. Our backs are up against the wall. We're still trying to figure out how to build things. We're not quite sorted it out yet. Everybody's against us. We need somebody for us. And there's only one thing left. Just one. We've not tried. I mean, who can fail all the time, right? One thing. And I will point ominously up at the cave. Let's find out who the hell that is. And go and get the bastard on our side. I'm not going to ask anyone for help with this because I have a feeling they're going to not want to help.
All right. And how are you doing this? How are you going and asking for help?
We're going to do research to try to figure out what it wants, whatever it is, what it is, and what it wants,
Okay,
and how we can make friends with it.
that is a choice.
It is definitely a choice.
Go ahead.
All right, here we go. I'm rolling 5d12. Let's see what happens. Oh my god!
Ooh.
There's those successes you've been waiting on this whole time. So you find in the caves. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I mean, you'd think boulettes would be enough. We could just dig, but no. Sorry, go ahead.
You have found a giant cave vulture who calls itself Covetous. And you give it some of your dwarf bodies as carrion. And it is quite pleased, and it is willing to assist you in efforts on the surface world. So in efforts where a giant cave vulture would be helpful, you will receive an extra die while on the surface.
Excellent.
As long as you keep providing Kavish with the bodies of your dead.
Well, we're producing plenty, so I don't think that's going to be a problem.
I know you're still overcrowded.
Yeah, you know.
Somehow.
You know, lads, I think I've got a new plans for population control. It's called the Kavish Plan. What's Kavish mean? You'll find out.
Oh my God. How many bad thoughts do you currently... Actually, you know what? I think that gets rid of your terrified thought. I'll be generous because,
Yay.
like, how can you be scared when you have a giant cave vulture for a friend?
Yes. I think now I'm just wounded, sober, and hungry.
Okay, and you get to ignore sober for this round. So,
Oh my god.
so we only do 3 pulls, which is good because we're over halfway through the deck.
So just have sober and hungry this round then. Oh my god.
2, 3.
Ooh.
And when the jokers are on the bottom of the deck. Okay. We go back to Clan Melville. How you feeling, Melville?
Melville's pretty messed up. I think they are going to, after seeing how they don't really have any proper tools for making alcohol, they are going to set their craft dwarfs to kind of set up like a, not make a distillery, but at least like make a still in the kitchen.
Okay. You see if you can try and you have some. Remember, you're really low on space in the kitchen because part of it collapsed in. So
Yeah. I'll try doing this first and then worry about the space issues after. I think they're not exactly forward thinkers.
that's what I'm finding about Covetous Badger. We love it. All right. So Craft Dwarf, sure. Anything else?
No, I think this one they're gonna try and do it solo.
All right. Brave choice. We are about to die. Salute you. So you were testing out the new still, and it turns out stills can overheat. And so the resulting explosion actually just absolutely trashes the kitchen. It is no longer usable as a food production facility. Yeah, I think that's sufficiently bad. You're now 1 dot on strange mood again. Well, welcome back. And how many bad thoughts do you currently have?
6.
6, and
Yep.
we're -1 because you get to ignore sober, so you only make 5 pulls. Not so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the jokers are on the bottom of the deck. That's the only way.
I was going to say, are you sure the jokers are actually in here?
They're in there. It's a 54 card deck. I checked before. I checked like twice before I started. Christ. Okay. Brutal. And it's time for a new event. Because you don't have you guys are not put upon enough yet, obviously. Justice. What now? The fortress runs wild with rogues and rapscallions.
Oh,
yeah. One clan gains the nature bad thought until the fortress's laws, punishments, and justice system is improved. Oh, okay. Clan Manam, are you suffering from nature bad thoughts?
I am not.
Well,
But
congratulations.
I
You are
now.
Wow, this is at once both the most bad thoughts filled and the longest lasting fortress. I don't know what this says. Clan Takud, noble Clan Takud, what would you like to do?
Right. I want to repair the kitchen.
Okay, how would you like to go about doing that?
Let's see. Clearly, the kitchen, the previous kitchen was all the furniture in the previous kitchen was built out of wood, and that wasn't any good, and that's why it's all broken and burnt now. So we need to make this out of metal, and so I'm sending my metalsmiths in to rebuild the kitchen properly.
Okay, excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
And I think I would like to ask Clan Manam to help.
Oh, hey. What are we doing?
Rebuilding the kitchen.
Oh,
Very
yes.
important.
I'd be delighted to help with that. I've got woodworker. I can just help just sort of get all the designs of that in place and help hammer some nails in.
Mm-hmm.
You're working it with metal, and then you're going to stick wood fixtures in more wood fixtures.
But the
Only
paneling will
this
be
sort of-
gorgeous. You have to have cabinets.
Yes. So any of the production components, equipment are going to be made of metal, and the nice furnishings are going to be made of wood.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Roll for it. Seems like good.
Oops. Actually, find the 3 on my keyboard. And there's a 9 and an 11.
11 is great. So yeah, you managed to fix the kitchen. You work through the night to make sure that nobody starves the next day, because like you're hungry but you're not starving.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This stops you from going further over the edge.
Right.
But it puts it's a real strain on the clan.
Of course.
So you're gonna have to do an extra pull. Unfortunately, your vodka store has run out as well. So how many bad thoughts do you currently have?
I currently have 5.
Well, we're doing 6 pulls then. Come on.
Wow.
Oh my god.
This is like... Man, I am going to be so mad when those jokers come up at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So that happened. I believe we are back to Clan Manam.
Well, folks, it's time to establish a legal system.
Oh boy.
We're going to draw one up. We're going to figure out crime and punishment. and using what resources we have, and figure out, felonies and misdemeanors. We're going to draw up a nice long document. A surprising number of crimes probably in the end will result that there is the death penalty for a fair number of things. A surprising number of crimes are listed as death by vulture. And yes, that's what we're going to do basically, and we'll use that to kind of organize our brute squad peacekeeping force.
All right then. The Code of Manam. Let's go ahead and see what happens there. Did you have anything else you wanted to do with that?
So we're going to, let's see. So we're using Scholar. We're using the Vulture, and I think let's try and. I wonder if would the chieftains of Noble Clan Takud be interested in helping us with this venture? In putting this in place? A legal system would be good. It would solve our problems of justice.
I don't have anything appropriate.
It doesn't have to be appropriate. You just have to justify.
I guess the fisher dwarfs, because they are currently out of a job, will be recruited into the as guards, and they will be helping out.
Okay, yeah.
Excellent.
Come, and we will make you fishers of dwarves.
That's right. So let's. Yes. Okay, so that.
Excellent.
Well,
Where's the...
you've given me inspiration for a rage. You're gonna let these damn fish people put you down? No, we are civilized. We are civilized, and we shall show them all. Those fae and those fish people will no longer hold us back. You think you're out of a job? Oh no. Now you're fishing for crime. So if I get a die from that, then I'll have 7 dice to roll. Here we go.
Go for it. Oh God.
Got a 9. A 9 is my best roll. My God.
It's good enough. Good enough. The dwarves of Clan Manam are rushing around trying to get people to buy in. You have to hire Takud's fisher dwarves. They are not cheap. But your new Kavish-based law system does take effect.
Excellent.
And so you have dispelled the rampant crime that was still running through Covetous Badger.
Excellent. So that eliminates my nature problem then, yeah?
That eliminates your nature problem. That is correct. However, you must take an extra pull from the deck for this one. How many bad thoughts do you have now?
So 3, wounded, sober, and hungry.
I thought there was more. Huh. Oh well.
Surprisingly, no. Got rid of terrified. Got rid of greedy with the project. Got rid of terrified with the vulture.
Joker down.
Oh no.
That's one. There are only 9 cards left in this deck.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure we're like 2 turns away from just completely hose jobbed. Oh boy.
I mean, my turn is going to be at least 7 polls, so.
There you go.
I think we're almost there, folks. It's almost time.
Not for lack of trying. Pets. You have pets. What? Problems abound with the pets and livestock found within the fortress overproducing or breaking out of their restraints.
Oh no.
describe this in detail and draw it. Oh no, the bulettes. You have neglected your bulettes for far too long.
Oh
And so they break loose and they run rampant through the fortress. All of your rooms are devastated by this, by bulette holes as they dig new warrens all over this place.
All four.
So many bulettes.
so many.
As they like go arching up to the surface. Clan Millbill. Yes, that's exactly it.
Clan Melville's Rangers are going to try to call some of these bulettes and maybe try to get some meat from them in the process. And they're going to they're gonna ask Clan Manam for some assistance in this.
Sure, why not? Let's see. We've got some. We actually have a skill in warrior. Let's use that, and we've got a brute peacekeeping force. So we'll try and help. So yeah, I'll lend a die there. Help wrangle those things.
All right, go for it.
Goes.
It's gonna be rough.
12. Holy crap!
Oh my!
Ooh.
You
Okay.
actually managed to bring the bulettes to heal before they completely collapse the fortress down on your heads. Oh, so much damage.
We don't need that second Joker.
I know. How many bad thoughts?
6.
6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
So in other words, unless you can dispel multiple bad thoughts, Noble Clan Takud will have the last turn of this game.
I don't think that's going to happen. What can I try? So now that we have a working kitchen again.
Yeah.
With more exits and entrances now.
We can try the potato thing again. And I'm going to ask Clan Melville for help, please.
Okay. Let's see. I guess we'll send. Our Rangers are feeling pretty good after wrangling those bulettes, so they're gonna just kind of take on more tasks, just because they feel like they can handle anything at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Cook, sure, we can do that.
Nope.
They unfortunately ruined the potato stock.
Yeah.
And just completely botched the crop.
Turns out shooting arrows isn't a proper way to farm up potatoes.
Turns out hurting animals isn't the same as hurting potatoes. And so normally I would give you the hungry in this case, but you probably just get whatever other bad thought we can throw at you. You're already still hungry.
Angry, frustrated.
Well, no, tantrum is an entirely different thing. Well, I gotta see what else I can give to you. Good God, I think I might be out. Greed, hunger, nature, sober, terrified. Oh, you're not under siege yet, but that's probably what would happen eventually. You've pissed off the Fae enough; they finally come
Mhm.
Hey, what? What? They have a vulture now? What the hell?
And so we draw the remaining cards because you're pretty well hosed. There it is.
Hey, ooh.
And so we come to the end of Covetous Badger. So we'll start with Noble Clan Takud. First, you may first tell us part of what brought this noble fortress to its demise in the end. Finally,
I think it was definitely a lack of food, the lack of decent food, because all we got was some potato scraps, and there was just a revolt, and everybody turned on everybody else.
okay. So a terrible inter-dwarf civil war.
Yeah.
And what was left? What was left after that? After that brutal war? Was there anything? Was there anybody left?
Oh, the both the merfolk and the grapefruit tree fairies were all fine.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the populace.
Oh, right, okay. I think none of Noble Clan could. They would have turned on each other, blaming each other for mismanagement and similar crimes.
Okay. All right. Noble Clan Manam. What else happened as the great potato revolt happened?
So, it turns out that, just sort of having Bulette tunnels there was just sort of unexplored and unchecked was probably not a good idea. So there were a number of collapses, as it turned out, that just were waiting to happen. I think just as we were finally hitting a vein of something that we really desperately wanted, and one more little vein of gypsum, I think that's what started the chain reaction that caved in a good portion of that system. And I think the survivors just finally gave up and decided to go and live with the cave vulture.
So who stood to gain and who stood to lose from the loss of Covetous Badger?
Who stood to gain and who stood to lose? I think in time the Kavish got a good deal to gain because not only disposable source of meat, but eventually worshippers. I think, given a generation or two. Who stood to lose? I think virtually anyone who tried to be anyone in the area, anyone trying to settle in the area. Because it got such a terrible reputation and such unstable ground.
A terrible haunted valley.
Yes.
Excellent. And Clan Melville. What else? What other effects and aftermath happened in the great collapse of Covetous Badger?
Well, Clan Melville, in their hunger and sobriety-induced delirium, would have tried to build another, even bigger still, and as it turns out, they in their greed, they flew too close to the sun, and it just spectacular explosion just wiped out almost the entirety of their clan.
That was probably the final collapse of the fortress there.
Yeah, just a crater left.
The ground just sinks in. The grapefruit fairies kind of look on from their orchard. Yep, we told them they'd be trouble. What was unearthed by this delving that will never be able to be put back in place?
Is that just an open question for any of us?
The preference is that you answer, but anybody can jump in if if they think they have a good response.
I'd say, they probably more deposits of gypsum that'll never be found, just because now there's a crater that can't really be dug through.
Okay. And what great losses of art and culture? What are the great losses of art and culture that the destruction of Covetous Badger?
The scepter in that door. Those were pretty nice.
All right. Well, this ends the story of Covetous Badger, and its brief existence will be remembered in the shared minds of humans, beautiful and ephemeral. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Oh my God, that was so great.
Oh wow.
It was like a National Lampoon movie with dwarves. Everything going terribly wrong.
That was so good. I like this game so much. I'm definitely going to want to try it again sometime soon.
I would love to give it another run. This was fantastic, guys.
That was an utter delight. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming and running this for us.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
And,
Thank you all for playing. You were all fantastic. I loved your clan. Love that. Here's what you need to do to fix this. We're just going to do something else instead. This is great.
Easily distracted we are. That was delightful. Thank you all so much for coming and playing this. All right, we'll go around and we will do our outros. And feel free again to say where folks can find you and any last thoughts you have on the game. And we will start, go reverse order, starting with Matt.
Hi there, folks. Once again, I'm Matt, the Killer GM on Twitter. If you like what you see here, get in touch with me. We can see about doing games. I love running things like this, crazy stories of, what might have been. So, hope to see you around. Hope to get in touch. I'll throw it over to the next person, Crime and Italy. This was a whole lot to unpack.
That was great. And let's move on to Ozzy.
Yeah, this was great. This was fantastic. Thank you so much for doing this. I love games like this where all the players have input and you just grade something that you have no idea before the game starts, especially if you don't know the other players well. And it's just complete utter chaos, and I love it. I'm Ozzy. I'm kind on Twitter, where you can find out what I'm doing. I play 2 regular games, which is Monday evenings UK time. This is 8 p.m. UK time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, and we play Coriolis on Skakos channel on Mondays, and we play Curse of Strahd on Capricorn Cross's channel on Tuesdays. So
Very cool.
2 next games coming up for me.
Awesome. Thanks so much for coming and playing.
It was a pleasure as always.
And now let's move on to V's.
Once again, V's Knees. V's at V's Knees on Twitter. I'm mostly, active over in Scraticus's channel. Some guest spots there. Trying to. I'll just, I'll play wherever, whenever. Always on the lookout for games. I have more characters than I can play right now, so looking to make use of them at some point. That's pretty much it for me.
Excellent.
Man, this is a ton of fun. So chaos is always a lot of fun. So this is great.
Delightful. Glad to have you on. Well, that's me. Once again, I'm Jim Ryan. This is my channel. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch and Twitter. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. I've got links down below to my website, Twitter, and YouTube channel. Here on this channel, tomorrow night, I believe, we're still we're hammering it out, but I believe what's going to happen is we are going to have a side session for the Invisible Sun campaign that we're running. That one, hopefully, featuring Janaya and her character Shah Gamelan. They'll be figuring stuff out. Then Thursday, we'll have the conclusion of our mini-campaign of Bad Streets. That, again, is a 1970s cop show powered by the apocalypse. It ended with them finding a body, and now they're going to see if they can finally deal with with someone who's going to be an informant. Turned out, not so good. Now they got more pressures. They got to try to crack this case. They only have a few hours before they get swept away by narcotics. And then over the weekends, generally, I do video games. On Fridays, Friday nights, I'm over on Off the Table, playing in their Urban Shadows campaign. Sanguihona the Claiming. It's an 1890s campaign. We are in the Midnight Crew. There are two crews in that game. There's the anti-heroes, High Noon, and Midnight, who are those who are inspired by enlightened self-interest. And it is an utter delight. That's at off_the-table over on Twitch. Back on this channel on Saturday nights, that's when we have our Invisible Sun campaign, The Edge of Paradox. And Sundays, that's 1 week from today, we'll have another one-shot. This one will be Posthuman Pathways. That is a game about transhumanism and the future of our species. It's a very sad game, actually. There's a lot of despair, I think, as you have to give up so many things as you move eras, and so I'm delighted to see how that's going to turn out. In the meantime, though, sign-ups are currently running for next month's short campaign, which is going to be Amber Diceless. And that is one of my favorite games. I cut my teeth GMing it, and it has deep personal history for me, and so I'm very, very keen to bring at least a short campaign of it to this channel for a little while. See how folks do with that. Scheduling on that right now. Schedule sign-ups are flexible. Once we figure out whose schedules intersect, then we'll take those people, and those people will be the players. And we'll sort of figure that out. But sign-ups are still open. Those are open, I think, until Friday, I believe. So if you want to check that out, you can click on the sign-up link below, or just go to jimyesthatjim.com, click on Game Sign Up. As always, beginners are welcome. So...
if you have ever read any of Roger Zelazny's books, I highly recommend this game.
It is very cool. The game was just born entirely out of a love of the Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny. Very cool. We're going to be building our own versions of Amber and Chaos, actually, at the beginning of it. Because we're not even going to be confined by the lore so much. But I am going to draw on it. So we'll see kind of how things go. But in the meantime, when we go to the end card, I am going to go send a raid over to Salty Sweet Games because right now they're playing Left 4 Dead 2. They're doing video gaming, but it's Lauren's birthday. And so I just wanted I wanted to pop over and say hi, and you are welcome to do so with us. You can feel free to so if you want, feel free to hang on with us after we hit the end card, and we'll raid over there. And say hello.
Say happy birthday to that salty ginger.
Precisely. Yeah. Indeed. But in the meantime, folks, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you all of a sudden. Farewell.
Bye.
Have a good night.